Schools across France pay tribute this Friday to slain teacher Samuel Paty. 1 year ago, he was beheaded outside of his school after showing his class cartoons of the Prophet Mohammed. Paty was teaching a lesson about the freedom of expression, and his killing sparked a debate over that liberty, as well as the very notion of France's secular values. For more, let's speak to our reporter, James André, standing by in the town, Conflans-en-Honoré, where Samuel Paty had worked. Hello to you, James. Tell us a little bit more about where you are.
Well, I'm actually in front of the school where Samuel Paty used to teach, and just a few hundred meters from the place where he was killed, stabbed and then beheaded by a radical Islamist terrorist who indeed decided to act because Samuel Paty had shown the cartoons of Prophet Mohammed in class, and after outrage over the fact of showing these cartoons on social media. Now, as you can see right behind me, there is a delegation of imams led by the rector of Paris's Grand Mosque, who are here to show support and to show the fact that they're showing their solidarity with France's teachers and also the pupils of this school, who of course been very shocked by what has happened. Earlier on, we spoke to the rector of the Grand Mosque, and he was telling us that indeed what happened to Samuel Paty, this attack took place on a Friday, and that he had felt that it was important for France's Muslims to be present and to show that they disagree, of course, with these terrible actions that took place a year ago, and that, of course, they're here to support the national education here in France and to show that indeed Islam can be part of the French Republic. Now, they're going to hold a prayer here in the minutes to come in tribute to Samuel Paty.
Yeah, and James, this was a brutal story that shocked the country. Now, 1 year on, how is the Paris suburb dealing with Samuel Paty's death?
Well, it's clearly very difficult. We've been speaking to the parents of pupils of the school here, including parents and 3 parents of children who had Samuel Paty as their history and geography teacher. Now, one lady was telling us that her son had moved on to high school, but he was going to be coming back here for this commemoration, that he had been deeply shocked by what had happened, and he'd actually not really gotten over it. It was the same, another woman was telling us, with her daughter. Now, this lady was a Muslim wearing a veil. She said that for her daughter it had been excessively difficult, extremely difficult, because she felt that fingers were being pointed to Muslims after what had happened. She felt that she had both lost her teacher and that this pupil felt that indeed, she could not understand how an action so violent could have been done in the name of her religion. So still a lot of emotion here, and of course a city that is very much in mourning still today, a year after this terrible attack.
Indeed, James, a city and a country as well. Tell us about what tributes we'll see today and this weekend.
Well, for starters, there will be a minute of silence in schools and high schools across France to remember Samuel Paty. Later on today also there will be the Prime Minister Castex and Jean-Louis Blanquer, the Minister of Education, who will be in a school in the 16th arrondissement of Paris. They will take part in this minute of silence and also speak to the pupils. Schools across the country have been invited to organize an hour-long debate about freedom of speech and about what had happened to Samuel Paty a year ago. And then there are also some more formal commemorations. Here in the city there will be a march tomorrow afternoon, and also in the city where Samuel Paty lived there will be a statue of a book celebrating freedom of speech that will be unveiled tomorrow. In Paris there will be a square that will be named after the late professor, and also the family of Samuel Paty will be received at the Élysée Palace in presence of the Prime Minister.
All right, James, thank you very much. James André reporting from Conflans-en-Honoré.